And
apparently before Mamelodi Sundowns qualified for this final, you were the last South African club to go into the finals.
Yes, correct. And we were up against Al Ahly, Coach Spitzo at that time. And we also lost it in terms of our concentration levels where we got a red card. And then from there on, Al Ahly took over the game.
Yeah. Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of the Diski Preview Show. My name is yours truly, Mr. E. And today in the studio, I've got a special guest, a legend, the man himself, the coach of TS Galaxy. Ladies and gentlemen, let me present to you Mr. Parker, Bernard Parker. Welcome to the show.
How are you doing, sir?
All right, thanks. It's been long, eh?
Yeah, it's been long.
What have you been up to?
Yeah, busy, Football keeps us busy. What we say, it's in the blood.
Yeah.
So every day we have to keep the blood flowing.
More certainly. Yes. And congratulations, your team ended the season at position number 5.
Yes, history we made for the club.
Yeah.
Kudos to the technical team.
Yeah.
And as well as the performances from the players and the good work done by the backroom staff as well. So happy days that we're seeing that the club is going in the right direction.
More certainly, it's exciting times at TS Galaxy as they have finished the season at position number 5, and I guess maybe next year, who knows, they might finish at position number 1.
You never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah.
Yes. I wish if we just had the kind of budget that the other teams have.
Yeah.
But anything is possible.
If there's any team that can go for, next year that can stop the dominance of Mamelodi Sundowns, I guess it's TS Galaxy. It has to be TS Galaxy.
I hope and I guess so. Maybe we can pull a Leicester City. You never know.
Yeah. It's This is the time that we're having in the studio with Bernard Parker. And today we're going to be taking a look at 2 big games that will be taking place on Saturday. It's the Champions League on the African continent and in Europe. In Africa, in Cairo, Mamelodi Sundowns will be going head-to-head with the Pyramids of Egypt. And that game is going to take place around about 3 o'clock. And in the evening, the big one will take place in Germany, where PSG will go head-to-head with Inter Milan. Stay tuned. When we come back, we're going to be taking a look at the first game where Mamelodi Sundowns will be going pound for pound with the Pyramids of Egypt. You are watching the Diski Preview Show as we take a look at our first featured game where the Pyramids of Egypt will be going head-to-head with the 15-time champions, that's Mamelodi Sundowns. And in the studio to talk about that game is the coach himself of TS Galaxy, Mr. Bernard Parker. Mr. Bernard Parker, I had an opportunity to watch the previous game, the first leg of the CAF Champions League, where Mamelodi Sundowns let it slip right at the dead of the game.
Yes, with such game that was displayed on the day, what a game. And it was a game of tight margins, both teams were highly tactically aware in terms of how they want to approach and how they want to get this game done in their favor. And that's how both teams slipped a little bit in terms of concentration levels. And I am sure Mamelodi Sundowns regret that they let their concentration levels slip at the last minute of the match. Yes, but I think that's a lesson learned as well. I've played the Champions League final against Al Ahly.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yes, with Kaizer Chiefs. And
apparently before Mamelodi Sundowns qualified for this final, you were the last South African club to go into the finals.
Finals, yes, correct. And we were up against Al Ahly, Coach Spitzo at that time. And we also lost it in terms of our concentration levels where we got a red card. And then from there on, Al Ahly took over the game. So I'm sure Mamelodi Sundowns will be better prepared going into the second leg. and then we'll see what will happen. But I hope that they will go up. They will go in with the right mental levels and fire up as well.
Yeah, I can tell you right now, the whole of Mzansi, the better part of Mzansi will be behind Mamelodi Sundowns. They've managed to pull a big win away from homeland, that is. And this time around, we expect them to beat the Pyramids. But as you said, it's going to be a game of fine margins. Do you think they'll be able to do that?
Yes, definitely. They will be able to do that because they have done it in the past and they've got the quality to do it as well. And it's a clash. It's a big clash from the north to the south.
Why do I feel like Egypt is always standing in the way of Mzansi most of the time?
Most of the time, you know.
That rivalry seems to be, seems to be persisting year in and year out.
Exactly. You know, the North Africans, especially Egypt, you know, they've been dominating football, continent football, for many years, and now that South Africa has stepped up and come close. You know, it's a good thing to see. It's a good thing to see that South African football is now also making waves on the continent.
Yeah, South Africa is come of age now.
Definitely. And also, as you can see now, our players get attracted as well. The South African players get marketed. Our coaches also get marketed. So it's a good thing for African football, you know, as a whole. And we just have to see who will be crowned the kings of African football.
Yeah, most certainly. I would like Mamelodi Sundowns to be crowned, but just wanted to find out from you, as a coach, how do you prepare for such a game? Because it's a game of high magnitude.
Yes, it's a game of high magnitude, as you said, and early on, as fine margins as well. The only thing that we have to prepare is our mentality, our mindset, our mental strength, and also for us to also be aware of how we can utilize the weaknesses of pyramids. But they look solid, they look strong, they're tall, they're aggressive, and it's just for us to make sure that we sharp and we keep our sharpness and our speed that we have and our flair, South African Sundowns that we have, and make sure we execute properly. But all in all, I think if Sundowns can start the game off with an early goal or a goal in the first half, I think that will put a lot of pressure on the Pyramids, you know, because they would know that away goal will make Sundowns win the final. So then they will come out all attack, you know, in the second half.
Like maybe expose themselves at the back.
Back as well. So the longer the game goes on, the more frustrating it would be for Pyramids, but also the longer the game goes on,
it's going to be frustrating again for Sundowns.
For Sundowns as well. But I'm sure Sundowns has got the quality to get a goal in Egypt.
I looked at the permutations for that game there. Sundowns definitely needs to get an away goal. If they win 1-0, they go through. If they draw 1-1, well, I think maybe they're going to go into extra time. But Mamelodi Sundowns, if they want to go on and get that second star, most definitely they got to win that game at all costs.
Definitely, they have to win that game at all costs because they will be making history. They will be the only South African team who's got 2 stars in terms of Champions League glory. And it's a moment of time to make history. There's motivation on its own for the players, for the club, for the country, for everybody associated with Sundowns. And I think going out there in Egypt, I think it's just they just have to adjust a little bit and tweak a little bit in terms of how they want to approach the game, not in a normal way, but approach the game in more of a way of how they can win the match between those fine margins that we want.
Well, what a time to be alive for the players at Mamelodi Sundowns, because right now they've just picked up the PSL League Cup.
Yeah.
They're on the verge of getting their second star and becoming the champions of Africa. And a couple of weeks later, they're going to play at the FIFA Club World Cup and brush their shoulders with some of the biggest teams on
world football.
In world football, so to speak.
Yes.
I think that's a very, very big motivation for them to do very well.
Definitely, as you said, it's what a time to be alive, you know, if you're now associated with Sundowns, especially for the players.
Yeah.
And I think that on its own is motivation on its own. So that also will tell you that the camaraderie and the spirit and the atmosphere in the club is good, it's stable, and it's high. So going into this final, it would be something great for them as a club, and it will be something great for us as a country. We will be rooting, we will be screaming at our televisions, and we will also keep them in prayer that they do come home with that second star.
Most certainly, they definitely have to come home with that second star. Nothing else, just the second star. Now, let's quickly take a look at maybe how the Mamelodi Sundowns, or rather Pyramids, will want to set up shop, because they can go on and win this one with a 0-0 draw. How do you think maybe they will try and close those spaces at the back and park the bus or something?
I think so. Pyramids is a well-experienced team. You know, they've been playing continental football for many years, as well as Sundowns as well. But I think because of the quality that Pyramids have, they have tactics as well.
Yeah, very good tactics.
So their tactics might have a little bit psychological effect on Sundowns as well. So Sundowns should be aware of that. They've got Ramadan Sobi, who is very clever. You know, he can make things happen. You know, he's been assisting Pyramids in terms of creating chances, you know, and getting assists as well. And then you've got Fiston Mayela, who's the talk of the town. You know, he's the banger.
Quite a lot of clubs in South Africa, they want his signature.
Yes.
That shows that he's quite a very good player.
Quite a very good player, complete player as well. So I think if they can be neutralized by Sundowns, by Mokoena and the back four, including our number one goalkeeper on the continent, which is Ronan Williams. If that can be stabilized in terms of those two danger men, I think we've got more chances of winning the game as Mamelodi Sundowns. And also to be aware as well is that they are very deadly on set plays as well. You know, they've shown it against Orlando Pirates. You know that they are quite capable of getting something out of a set play, whether it's a side free kick or a corner or so. So that Sundowns should also guard against as well. So. It's going to be an interesting match.
Most definitely.
Yes. So we will see what happens, but we root and hope that Sundowns will take care of this.
I'll tell you something. Orlando Pirates went to Egypt, managed to score 2 goals. So Mamelodi Sundowns will take into account that the fact that they can be scored 2 goals, they will also want to do the same thing.
Definitely,
which is going to be good for Mamelodi Sundowns if they really want to win that second star.
Definitely, most definitely, and Pyramids has scored those goals in open play. So, I think maybe. Can I just go off from definitely? Definitely, I think both goals were scored by open play by Orlando Pirates. So Sundowns should actually look at that match as well and see where they can utilize how Orlando Pirates utilized in terms of open play, and those were counter-attack goals as well in terms of transition. So that shows that Pyramids is a little bit vulnerable on transition. So that is a how can I say, it is possible to score. It can be done and to score at their home. So we will see what happens.
Okay, most certainly. Who do you think is going to score for Mamelodi Sundowns? Because I know Mamelodi Sundowns definitely needs a goal if they have to go through and win that second star. I know. You want to say Ribeiro?
Of course.
He's been lethal of late.
Yes, he's been lethal. He's been sharp,
lethal,
you know, and he he makes something out of nothing.
Yeah.
So I can expect a goal from Ribeiro. I
Yeah.
can also expect a goal from Ikram Reyners.
Reyners as well.
Yes, and I can also expect a surprise
Yeah.
package goal from Tebza Mokoena as
Yeah,
well.
Mokoena, long range.
Yeah, a long range. So
Yeah.
we will see how it goes. But
Yeah.
Sundowns can get goals from any position
Yeah.
in the attacking
In the
part.
attacking. Oh, okay, most certainly. Now let's get into the prediction side of things. Who do you think is going to walk away victorious on Saturday? Is the Star coming home, or Pyramids is going to end their first Star? By the way, they've never won this tournament before.
Yeah. I think it's going to be the Star. It's going to come home for Mamelodi Sundowns.
Yeah.
And
To Klorkop.
to Klorkop.
Yeah.
So my prediction would be a 1-0 win for Mamelodi Sundowns.
Okay, those are the predictions of Bernard Parker. He's saying Mamelodi Sundowns, Amasandawana will win by 1-0. What are your predictions on that game? I know it's going to be a big one on Saturday. The whole continent is going to be at a standstill, and everyone wants to see if Mamelodi Sundowns can pull this one off. Please let us know in the comments section. Stay tuned. When we come back, we're going to take a look at the other Champions League that will be happening across the continent. Well, not across the continent, in another continent, which is Europe, where PSG will be playing against Inter Milan in Germany.